98FM weather.
Cloudy this morning, good sunny spells this afternoon with the risk of the odd heavy shower. It's 13 degrees. 98FM's Big Breakfast with Cooper and Luke back Monday morning from 6, only on 98FM.
Guys, are either of you going to the Spice Girls?
Oh, yes.
Oh, you are going?
Yeah.
Ross?
No.
What?
Just realised I'm not going and I'm a bit disappointed.
Oh, I thought you meant no as in how dare you ask me because I wouldn't be seen dead at the gig. Well, you're upset because you're not going?
I just realised I'm going to be left out. Everyone else is going.
The gig has been announced for the past couple of months. How did you not know
Am I the
about
first
it?
person to realise this?
George, are you going?
Yes, I am.
Because you're of that generation, aren't you?
I was the biggest Spice Girls fan.
And are you still?
Yes.
And you're going to be dressed up like one of them?
No, I'm not going to dress up. I'll dress up my 2-year-old as Baby Spice this afternoon just to get me in the mood.
That's so cute, that is. I can see Ross looking like Baby Spice, like you with the pigtails and stuff like that. Thanks, guys.
The following show is controversial and contains content you may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. 98FM's Dublin Talks. Dublin Talks with Adrian Kennedy.
Yes, it is Spice Girls Day. I've never seen a gig create so much hype as the Spice Girls gig is. I mean, we've had big gigs in this city in the past, and we will continue to have in the future. But the whole Spice Girls phenomenon seems to be absolutely crazy. All the girls in this building at the moment are just, for the last couple of days, they've been jumping up and down and just going on and on and on about the gig. For some of us, it doesn't mean a whole lot. For me, I would have no interest in seeing the Spice Girls. But for all the girls in here, it's like D-Day for them. It really is. And some guy says, Jamie, name those people, Jamie. I don't know. Jamie, who works on the show, is looking forward to the Spice Girls as well. But the less said about that, the better. Good morning. It's 98FM's Dublin Talks with myself, Jeremy Dixon, live until midday today. I'm very upset because it's my last day sitting in this chair. He is back. Yes, Adrian Kennedy is back and will be back in this seat on Monday morning. He actually flew back yesterday morning, and I'll explain that why he's not here today. I'll explain that in a second. But he is back in the country and he will be back in this seat this coming Monday, and I'll be over in the cheap seat across the other side of the desk. Anyway, I hope you're all in good form. Make sure you keep it here on 98FM's Dublin Talks for the next 2 hours, because we have a lot of stuff to talk about, including in a moment excuse me, in a moment sorry, I'm actually coughing because I don't have water. If you can bring some in. I had a very late night last night. I'm not actually acting this cough. I had a very late night last night, as did a lot of people, because we were at the Guinness Storehouse where hundreds of 98FM listeners gathered for our Best of Dublin Awards. Now, we'll be bringing you a fly-on-the-wall recording of what went on at the scenes. We'll also be talking to some of the people who won awards at 98FM's Best of Dublin Awards last night. That's coming up in a couple of moments. And as you can hear, excuse me, I'm feeling a bit under the weather. I wasn't drinking. Thank you, Jamie, for some... Right there. Yeah, I am. I'm fine. Thanks for some medicinal water. Geez, you have the shakes today. What's wrong with you? Or Jamie has the shakes. I wasn't drinking last night because I was up early this morning. Unfortunately, some members of my team decided to stay out late, but a great night was had by all, and I'll be bringing you some details of that in a couple of moments. In about 20 minutes time, we'll be talking to, wait till you hear this, a Leaving Cert student who has just won an award for never missing a day in the 13 years he's been in school. So he won an award during the week. Been in school 13 years, he has never missed one day because of sickness, not one day. We'll be trying to find other people who have never ever pulled a sickie. Are you one of those people who's never ever pulled a sickie in work? Can you say that in the job you are in at the moment, you haven't been out one sick day? I think that's rare. I would imagine they're few and far between people who've never pulled a sickie. We've all pulled a sickie, haven't we? Also, at around 10:40, Good News Friday. It's a Friday. We'll want to hear your good news. In fact, you can get your good news in right now if you like. Text or WhatsApp us 0877 98 98 98. 0877 98 98 98. If you have good news that you want to share with us, sure, get it in now and get ahead of the posse. So text or WhatsApp us to that number, 0877 98 98 98. And just before 11 o'clock, Well, a caller appeared on the show yesterday and made some controversial comments about social housing that caused a lot of anger with listeners. We'll be dealing with that. We didn't get a chance to deal with it yesterday. We'll be dealing with that a bit later on. His name was Simon, and he was on the show yesterday. We were talking about having to move outside Dublin because you can't afford property, and he came on the air and he made some controversial comments that angered a lot of people. So we'll be finding out why people are so angry with these comments he made about social housing. And that's just the first hour of the show. This is 98FM's Dublin Talks.
98FM's Dublin Talks. Call 6797 981.
Now, last night, if you were one of the lucky ones who got to go to the Guinness Storehouse for 98FM's Best of Dublin Awards 2019, I hope you had an absolutely great night. Hundreds of 98FM listeners gathered for our Best of Dublin Awards, where we handed out accolades to several different... Well, everybody that went last night was a winner, but we celebrated the best that Dublin has to offer, from best restaurant to best taxi driver to best bar, and a great night was had by all. Adrian was there himself, so just to fill you in, Adrian has been on holidays for the last 2 weeks, in case you haven't noticed, and he flew back from his holidays yesterday morning, went straight to bed, and then got up yesterday afternoon to head down to the Guinness Storehouse, which, by the way, is an absolutely amazing venue. I can't believe I've never been there before. It was my first time there, and I was completely blown away by it. If you've never visited the Guinness Storehouse, which, by the way, is the most visited tourist attraction in Ireland, and I can see why. Anyway, this year, for 98FM's Best of Dublin Awards, we received over 364,000 votes from the general public to determine who was the winner for 2019. So we had 80 finalists there last night with their friends and family. We had 16 winners who took home the Best of Dublin Award. And we decided yesterday, myself and Adrian, who just got off a plane, had a couple of hours kip, and came to us to co-host it with myself. I decided to grab a microphone yesterday afternoon and just do a sort of a behind-the-scenes recording of what goes on and all the work that goes into this show. I want you to have a listen to this. So this is yesterday afternoon, down at the Guinness Storehouse, myself and Adrian getting ready to go on stage. Okay, here we go. So it's 4:30. I've arrived at the Guinness Storehouse. My God, what a beautiful building. It's my first time ever been in the Guinness Storehouse, and it's absolutely amazing. And I am here, of course, getting ready for 98FM's Best of Dublin Awards, and I'm nervous, as they say, because myself and Adrian are hosting the show tonight. You know, it's different to doing a radio show, because when you're doing a radio show, you're literally in a studio on your own, whereas here, there's like hundreds and hundreds of people just waiting for you to make a mistake. There's only one slight problem. Adrian hasn't arrived yet. Now, he was away, as you know. If you've been listening to the show, Adrian hasn't been on for the last couple of weeks. I know, nobody noticed. Nobody noticed at all. But he's been away on holidays for the last 2 weeks, and he literally flew back from China this morning. I could be doing this bloody thing on my own. So, and as you can hear in the background, there's sound checks going on. We have a very famous... Oh, that sounded so staged.
It did, didn't it? It actually did. No, I am here.
He did just...
quite well. I was standing over there.
Yeah, but you were late. I
was a little bit late, but I'm here.
Okay, let me describe what Adrian looks like. So he's wearing a very cheap tin of fruit.
No, that's my wedding suit, actually.
Jesus, you got married in that?
Yeah.
So he's wearing a lovely suit, and just back from China. How are you?
Great, yeah. I definitely recommend going to China. What a place.
On this show.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's Samantha Mumba.
Yes. Go on, finish it. I know I can count. That is Samantha Mumba in the background doing a sound check. Oh, so Samantha Mumba's doing a sound check. She is performing. She's performing at half-time. Or if you're listening to this in the morning, she's already performed. You're a big fan, aren't you, Adrian?
Big fan. I love her to bits. She's great. Brilliant.
So it's now about 5:20. The crowd are going to arrive at about 6:30, so we're just running through a few last bits and pieces. We're going to do a dry run with the sound. We've heard Samantha Mumba doing her sound check, and the room looks absolutely fabulous. Of course, we're here for 98FM's Best of Dublin Awards, where we'll be giving out awards to people who have excelled in different categories. Let me go to the back of the room here, grab Adrian, who will be, of course, co-hosting the show. Hello. Where have you been?
I've been just meeting the people.
Meeting the people. There's no one here yet.
Oh, yeah.
You need to do a sound check. Can we come up and do a sound check?
Let's do a sound check.
So we're going up to the stage to do a sound check, and we have little cue cards that Pat, who is the director of the whole procedure, has done for us. Unfortunately, Adrian, he didn't laminate the cue cards.
Oh, that's very poor show.
No lamination on the cue cards.
Okay, so let's just, so we say things like, welcome to 98FM's Best of Dublin Awards, and we try and sound really excited,
Yes.
is that it?
And it's clear that these awards are important to the people of our capital too, because we have had... Sorry, I'll start it again, because...
Oh, here, you're not going to be any good at this tonight.
I've done it every year. I've never fecked up. Oh yeah, so we're backstage at the moment, just waiting to go on, and in true rock and roll style.
I'm having a hag of potato.
Backstage we have, let me see, we have Brennan's bread, we have Hunky Dory crisps, Tato crisps, and a Coke. As in Coca-Cola, can I just stress? Yeah. Coca-Cola.
Now I've had my crisp sandwich, I'm raring to go.
Yeah.
And now we're backstage, and big star on the door says...
Well, it's just a big star. Oh no, it says Sam Mumba over it.
Right, let's go in here and...
Well, I think you know who's going to be in here. It says it on the door.
Yeah, Sam Mumba.
Okay, Sam Mumba, where is she?
Get out, I'm not dressed.
Oh, Jesus! My eyes!
God, anywhere I ever work, I never get a dressing room. How posh is this? Samantha Mumba
Hello.
is our interval act tonight. How are you, Sam?
I am. I'm very well, thank you. Very, very well.
This is your first time at the 98FM Best of Dublin Awards?
This is my first time. I'm popping my cherry.
Oh, right.
By the way, just because this is radio, she has put her clothes on now. Now she was doing her, as you heard on the recording, she was doing her sound check earlier, and that bloody song is stuck in my head now. Baby, come on over tonight.
She sings it an awful lot better than
She
that.
actually doesn't.
I will actually box you. Has anyone been boxed on air before?
No, we make it a first tonight. Come on.
So you're on stage halfway through the show tonight.
I believe I am.
We have some of the best people in Dublin in our audience in terms of the awards. Do you get nervous going on stage, or?
No, but this one I'm a little bit nervous because it's a little bit different to, kind
Yeah,
of
I'd be
what
very
I would be
nervous
used
if I
to.
were you.
Listen, they'll just be glad
nervous.
to get you off the stage for 5 minutes.
I'm going to be making sure you're pitch perfect tonight, okay? You missed a note there, Samantha.
No, I think it'll be fun. And look, I'll go out and do what I do and have fun, which is, I try to do anyway. And hopefully they'll pick up on that. And
you have a new album coming out?
I do. And new single first. The album will be later in the year. So hoping to drop the single within the next month or so. So I'm very excited.
Dropping this, that's the lingo now.
Dropping
I know. I'm not as old as you, by the way.
Yeah.
Why? What was the old
Release. There's nobody used to say. You used to say release.
You're mad for release. Would you stop?
She's dropping it, yeah.
Samantha Mumba, break a
Am
leg
I
on
the first
stage.
person to make you, make you blush?
No, it's the heat in the room.
Samantha, break a leg on stage tonight.
Thank
But not
you.
literally. Thanks for talking to us.
A pleasure, as always.
Welcome to the stage from 98FM's Dublin Talks. Adrian Kennedy and Jeremy Dixon.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Guinness Storehouse for tonight's 98FM Best of Dublin.
And then we went up on the stage, and the rest is a distant memory now. What a great night it was, and well done to all the winners. We'll be talking to some of them in a couple of moments. One of our winners last night won the Dublin Hero Award, which is it's a very special award, a great award to win, as are all of them. And it was won by a lady by the name of Emer Cantwell. And, well, 98FM's Kieran O'Connor interviewed Emer straight after winning the award. Emer is a Dublin Garda, and she was over the moon with winning the award for Dublin Hero. Let's have a listen to what she had to say straight after winning that award.
It's amazing. It's absolutely brilliant.
So tell me a bit about yourself.
I'm a member of An Garda Síochána. I am stationed in Mountjoy Guard Station in the North Central Division. I've been a guard for 10 years now, and I am now 4 years as a community policing member. So part of my roles is like literally I look after actually Temple Street Children's Hospital and liaison guard for there as well. And then as part of that, and apart from that one interaction that I had with a family, it opened a door for me to volunteer and get to know other families that are in, I suppose, crisis situations and dealing with seriously ill children. And I got to know Little Blue Heroes, and now I'm I could say a permanent volunteer with them.
Well, let's talk about that one situation. Tell me a bit about that and how it all happened for you.
Basically, it was on Halloween night, and I received a call to go to the hospital. And when I was finished with it, I went into the elevator. So, you're in the elevator and you're not really thinking of much, and went in, and all of a sudden this giddy little kid kind of hops into the elevator and says, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm here to see how you're getting on." It's like, "How are you doing?" And he's like, "I don't like the bangers, they're too loud, they're too noisy." So then we continued on and walked outside, and he asked my name, and I said, "Well, look, my name is Emer." And he's like, "That's great, I know 2 guards." And at that time you don't think very much of it, you're just like, you're always going to be nice to kids, and always try and build that rapport with them, so that when they grow up, they're not going to be afraid of you or anything like that. So it's you're trying to build relationships. So then I was on nights a couple of weeks later, and I just heard this lady saying, "Are you Garda Emer?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." And she goes, "You probably don't remember me." She goes, "But my son can't stop thinking about you." And that's when I realised, do you know what? I have to do something. I want to do something for this kid, just to show him that I was thinking about him and cheer him up. Because the mother quite got a bit upset about saying that they had to go for treatment abroad and stuff. So I knew it was something that I wanted to do. So I got in touch with Alan Keane, and he suggested basically that I could make him a Little Blue Hero. And I was just like, that's great. So what we did was we made arrangements, and we got him a custom made uniform as well, and we had a party for him and everything. And to be honest, it had a lasting impact within myself. I didn't realise that something so small, a small gesture like that, would have a serious impact on him and the family, and let alone myself. So then after that, then I decided just to continue on working and volunteering with Little Blue Heroes.
That is Garda Emer Cantwell from Dublin, who won the award last night at the 98FM Best of Dublin Awards for Dublin Hero, and she really is a hero, as are all the people who were nominated in that category. And you can hear the full interview with her and all the winners this coming Sunday at 10 o'clock with Kieran O'Connor. That's right. This coming Sunday morning, 10 a.m. till 12. 98FM's Kieran O'Connor, who did a great job last night interviewing all the winners. Now, after the break, we're going to talk to a couple more people who run local Dublin businesses who won awards last night. And just some breaking news coming into us right now in the last couple of minutes. This may not come as news to some of you because it's been on the cards, but news from across the water. Theresa May has announced that she will step down as the leader of the Tory party, the Conservatives, on the 7th of June, so in a couple of weeks. She was, of course, under pressure to quit after the backlash from her own MPs against her Brexit plan. And you know what? You can't blame her for resigning. Just some of the news stories are saying her resignation is sad but inevitable. I always felt sorry for Theresa May, because no matter what deal she tried to put on the table for Brexit, they were having none of it. And you could see in the last couple of months the strain on her face. I mean, who needs that? Who needs that shite, pardon my French, in their life? Who needs that hassle and stress? That no matter what sort of plan you try and come up with, that they just keep shooting you down and nobody can agree on it. And you know what? She's better off out of it. But I think this puts the whole Brexit into even more turmoil now that she has resigned. But there you go. She's stepping down on the 7th of June. Don't go away. After the break, we'll be talking to some of the winners from the Best of Dublin Awards last night, including this woman, Geraldine. Hello, Geraldine. Oh, okay, she's not there. We'll try and get her after the break anyway. Don't go away. It's 98FM's Dublin Talks.
98FM's Dublin Talks with Des Kelly Interiors. For all the latest trends in carpets, vinyls and wood flooring. Des Kelly Interiors, where quality flooring costs less. 98FM.
It's 98FM's Dublin Talks with Jeremy Dixon here till midday today. We were just looking back on the Best of Dublin Awards that took place last night at the Guinness Storehouse, where hundreds of 98FM listeners joined myself and Adrian Kennedy, who are the MCs for the night, and we're handing out 16 different awards to various winners. Now, we have two of those winners on the line. Let's go to Joe's Kitchen in Coolock, first of all. And Geraldine's on the line. How are you, Geraldine?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm grand. Now, Joe's Kitchen, of course, won Best Breakfast last night.
Best breakfast, yeah. I'm just going to let you hear the atmosphere in the shop here, and then I'm going to go back outside.
Okay.
Everybody ready?
Wow. Hey, are you giving away free breakfast this morning or something?
I have to say, the whole village is electric this morning. It's absolutely fantastic.
Well, we're delighted for you guys as well. It's packed this morning, is it?
Packed, it is packed. I mean, like, it's a great achievement, and everybody's excited and delighted.
And see, the thing about it now is, Geraldine, you can actually say that Joe's Kitchen serves award-winning breakfast because you did win it. You did win an award.
Bring it home.
Now, were you the girl that brought the horn to the awards last night? Yeah, this lady, myself and Adrian on stage, and we hear this horn going on in the background, and we realise that this woman Geraldine has brought a horn along to an awards ceremony. Did you have a great
confirmation suit, and your community suit was lovely as well?
Yeah, that was my confirmation suit last night. Did you enjoy the awards last night?
Oh, we had a great time. It was absolutely epic, and fair play to yourselves. He's put on a great show, and everybody enjoyed it. And everybody was a whole sense of community last night, because everybody wished everybody the best.
Oh, they did. There was no hard feelings or anything like that.
Everybody was having a great time. It was brilliant.
So, of course, tell us very briefly a little bit about Joe's Kitchen, Village Kitchen in Coolock. What do you serve? Like, what sort of breakfast?
We serve breakfast, of course. Now, award winners.
Yeah, and what makes you so special?
Well, I think it's about the people that come in. It's about the shop. It's about the food that we serve. It's local people. We serve bacon. The best breakfast rolls. We do deliveries Saturday and Sunday.
Brilliant.
We do a lot of food for parties. I have to say it's brilliant. Like, it's a great place to walk in, and it's a great atmosphere to be here. Because the people make it special. The girls that work here make it special.
Now, did I see Adrian Kennedy chewing the ear off you last night trying to get a free breakfast out of you next week?
Yeah, he was.
It's unbelievable, that man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I said to him, now, if you're coming, it'll be extra. Because you'll have to make the confirmation, have a rosette.
The man's a multi-millionaire and he's trying to blag a free breakfast out of you.
That's how he has it. That's how he has it.
You're dead right. But listen, Geraldine, you say hello to all the crowd in there, and once again, congratulations.
I just want to give you one big march here.
Okay, for 98FM, here we go.
Are you all ready? 98FM!
Thanks very much, guys. Thank you. That's Joe's Kitchen in Coolock. And let's go to Man Up Barbers. And we should have Craig on the line for Man Up Barbers. How are you, Craig?
How are things?
Oh, things are a bit quieter for you, are they?
Yeah, well, I haven't gone into work yet.
Yeah, you sound a bit, how can I say this? Hungover. Worse for wear.
You could say something like that, yeah.
So a good night was had.
Yeah, very good. Brilliant.
So, of course,
nice.
Man Up Barbers won the Best Barber Award. Tell us a little bit about your business.
We've been open the last 10 years, and it's been a long 10 years, I suppose, you know, as usual, like with any business, ups and downs. And I suppose this is a major up. So, you know, it's, it's, you know, we couldn't believe we won. We were just so happy, delighted. And it was, you know, really good night last night. So, yeah.
The hosts of the show, I have to say, were absolutely amazing, weren't they? They were
all right, yeah. It's, you know, I mean, sorry, no, they were brilliant.
What time were you out till?
I'd say probably about 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock? That's not too bad. So, is there any hair being cut in your place today?
No. Well, yeah, we're in at 12 o'clock. So.
Okay, well, that's not.
We were making sure that, you know, we were going to give top quality service in at 12 o'clock.
Well, listen.
Not hungover service.
Well, listen, you deserve the award completely. Okay.
I appreciate it. Thanks
very much. Cheers. Bye bye. Thanks for talking to us. They're just two of the winners who we spoke to, or who won the awards last night at 98FM's Best of Dublin Awards at the Guinness Storehouse, and a great night was had by all. We'll be doing it again. I've been told that we'll be doing it again next year, so don't worry if you didn't win.
98FM's Dublin Talks.
Call 6797 981.
Now, it's 98FM's Dublin Talks with Jeremy Dixon here for a Friday morning. Last show of the week. Don't worry, Adrian's back on the radio this coming Monday. It'll all be back to normal. Now, I have a question for you on this show. I am looking for people who have never missed a day in work, or maybe back when you were in school, who have never missed a day from when you were in school or when you were in work. The reason why I'm mentioning this is a Louth teenager has received a top award for not missing a school day in 13 years. Just put that into perspective, okay? So he was in school for 13 years and he never missed a day. Now, I wish I could say the same, but sadly, no. I used to always pull sickies on my parents and make up all sorts of diseases and illnesses that I had just to get out of tests that were on in school. His name is Joshua Kirwan. He goes to school in School Iwiri, if I pronounce that right, my Irish isn't great, School Iwiri in Dunleer, County Louth, and he received an award on Tuesday night for a full attendance. Now, I have to be honest with you, I have never heard of this before. I have never heard of a student having a full attendance record. I want to hear from you. Text or WhatsApp us 0877 98 98 98. Are you someone who can put your hand on your heart and say that you have never missed a day in work due to sickness? Because I think this guy is actually unique. I don't think anybody else can actually say that they've never missed a day because of sickness. He joins us on the line. Well, we're going to talk to his mother first, Frances, to find out, well, how did she make her son go to school every day of the week? Frances, you're very welcome along to 98FM's Dublin Talks. Not one day was missed by your son in school, is that correct?
Never missed a day, Jeremy, no.
That is absolutely unbelievable, and a credit to you, because you obviously, well, you kept him in good health, number one, and number two, if there were days he wanted to skive off school, you didn't let it happen. How did this come about that he's never missed a day?
Well, his luck played a big part in it, Jeremy, because he's never been really seriously ill. Do you know what I mean? He had the odd sniffle, and as he'll tell you himself, he got chickenpox during the summer holidays, and he loved school. In general, he loved school.
And were there ever days, Frances, where he woke up and he said, "Oh, Ma, I really don't want to go to school today"?
Never, ever once. Never, because he loved his friends in school, he loved his group, he loved his teachers, and it just was an outing for him every day. He loved it. And
what about during weather? I remember I used to use weather as an excuse by saying to my parents, "Oh, I'm not going to school today, it's snowing too bad, or there's ice on the ground." Now, they didn't listen to me, but he never did that either.
Never did that either. And even with his sport, when it was bad, no. So get up, lace up and show up.
So just to put it into perspective, Frances, that is 13 years in a row with 0 sick days.
0 sick days and 0 late, Jeremy.
Oh, he's never been late either?
He's never been late.
Well, now, is that down to you getting him up out of bed every morning to make sure?
Well, I would say that, yeah.
So are you...
I'll take the credit for that one.
Okay, so you're taking the credit. Okay, Frances, put us on to Joshua there, please.
I will indeed.
Cheers.
Okay, nice talking to you.
You too.
Hello, Jeremy.
Hey, Joshua, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
You're very welcome along to 98FM. I have to say, I love the story. Louth teenager receives top award for not missing a school day in 13 years. That is some achievement. I assume in the school you go to, you are the only student who can say that that's the case.
Yeah, I think so anyway, yeah. It's a pretty big achievement, all right, yeah.
And you obviously have a positive attitude towards school. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I didn't. I mean, I went, but there were days where, you know, I knew there was an exam coming up, that the teacher was doing a test that I wasn't going to be good at, and I'd fake a bit of sickness, and I'd call my parents into the bedroom in the morning and say, "I'm dying, I can't go," and they wouldn't ask any questions. You never thought about doing that?
No, I always enjoyed school though. I like going in and seeing my friends and stuff, and playing football at lunch, and just love the atmosphere in school. I always had good teachers and good friends, so I had no reason to stay home or no reason to miss out. So
there was never one day where you maybe stayed up late the night before to play games and stuff, and you just woke up the next day and said, I'm not in the mood. Because we all have, and it wouldn't be a bad thing, we all have days. I have days here where I wake up and I say, I'm not in the mood for going into 98 FM. But you never had that.
No, I never really had that. No, because I love going to school, and I guess my mum wouldn't have she would have encouraged me to go to school every day. And as soon as I started getting my attendance boards every year, I kind of turned into a competition. I kind of had to go in and try and keep it up as long as I could, and here I am now at the end of it. So I guess it was worth it.
Did you even ever come close to missing a day, where it was hit and miss?
I mean, there was a few days where I had to go in and then I would have to come home because I would have been too sick to stay in school. But I guess there was never any serious injuries or anything like that would have kept me out for too long.
Now, tell us about the recognition, the prize-giving ceremony that took place in your school, which is School Imuri in Dunleer. You had this earlier on in the week. Tell me about the ceremony. What happened?
Well, we went in and we sat down, and then towards the end of the ceremony, they called out for the attendance boards, and then I was brought up for the attendance in sixth year for the year, and then the attendance throughout secondary school, and then there was a big award at the end for me for the lifetime attendance through primary school and secondary school for not missing a day. And
you were obviously aware that you were up for this award because I'm sure you knew that there were no other students in the school who hadn't missed a day.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, I knew that I hadn't missed a day, and that was probably one of very, very few. Yeah.
So you're on your break from school at the moment, Joshua. You're getting your break before the Leaving Cert. How are you geared up for the Leaving Cert?
Yeah, I'm feeling okay about it. Yeah, I'm not too stressed about it, and yeah, hopefully I want to go on and do something in science.
Okay, so you plan on going to college?
Yeah, I plan on going to college. Yeah.
And will you keep the same positive attitude towards college of not missing a day? Because the difference between, and by the way, you shouldn't miss college days, but the difference between school and college, I suppose, is nobody questions it when you miss a college day. You know, in school, you need a note, whereas in college, you're an adult and you can pretty much come and go as you please, and you don't need parents' notes. Do you think you'll carry that same attitude into college?
Definitely, I hope to carry the same attitude into college, yeah, and not miss a day, because hopefully it'll stand to me at the end and my exams and stuff.
So the Leaving Cert is kicking off in how many weeks? Is it 3 weeks?
It's 2 weeks.
Oh, it's
not even 2 weeks. It's only like a week and a half.
Oh, and no nerves at all?
I mean, not yet, no.
And how many hours are you studying a day?
Probably like around 4 or 5.
I have to say, when you do leave college and you go for when you go for a job in a company, you should definitely keep a copy of the newspaper of the story, because you know a lot of companies have problems with staff members ringing in sick at the drop of the hat. And if you show them this story and show them how dedicated you are, that when you start something, you set your mind to it, every company will want to hire you because you're never going to ring in sick. And your mother was saying, anytime you have been sick, it's happened during holiday times.
Yeah, I guess I was very lucky, because even I got chicken pox during the summer, and any time I got sick was either like the weekends or over the holidays, if you'd call that lucky. But yeah.
Well, not really, no.
Yeah.
Being sick in bed during your holiday times. Well,
yeah, I know.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, Joshua, and the best of luck to you and all your class as well in the upcoming Leaving Cert. And maybe we'll stay in contact and give us a buzz after the Leaving Cert is done and let us know how you got on.
I will indeed. Thanks very much for your call.
Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Is he alone? What a great achievement. Is there anybody else listening to the show right now who can put their hands on their heart and say, I've never missed a day when I was in school, or I never missed a day in work? I don't think so. I've never heard of this before, where somebody has literally never been out sick. I mean, there was a fellow we went to school with back in the day who was never out sick, and we thought he was the child of the devil, because he literally, remember in the movie, I can't remember what the movie was, but the child was the son of the devil, and he never got sick because he was the devil. And we all, Damien was the kid's name. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the movie, but Damien was the fella. Anyway, are you someone who can say that you've never, ever called in sick? Because I think that guy, Joshua, is the only person in Ireland that can ever say that. Text or WhatsApp us 0877 98 98 98, or better still, call us on 6797 981.
98 FM's
Dublin Talks
with Des Kelly Interiors.
For all the latest trends in carpets, vinyls and wood flooring. Des Kelly Interiors, where quality flooring costs less.
98 FM.
Glenn has been on to us by text, and he said, I was 8 years without a sick day till last month. That's not much of a feat, in fairness. I think most people would go 8 years without a sick day. However, my mate Grania is 53 and has never had a sick day, not even once. See, I find that hard to believe. You have to be sick at some stage. We're talking about people who've never, ever called in sick. We were talking to that loud teenager, Joshua, who got an award during the week for not missing one school day in 13 years. Now, let's go to City West. Jenny, how are you?
I'm good, Jeremy. And you?
I'm not bad at all. Now, up until the point that you had kids, you never missed a day in work.
No, I actually, going back, I never missed a day from primary school in School Carmel in Fairhouse, then School Trassa in Fairhouse, and secondary school, Fairhouse Community College, and then Dundrum College of Commerce. Never missed a day.
Wow. So you're one of these people who's always well, basically.
Yeah, like that other guy. Only time I got sick was during holidays or at weekends.
And what is there something? Have you got special genes or something that you never get sick?
No, I just think. I suppose as a kid we used to be outdoors and playing out, and just from always being healthy. And the only time I actually was sick, Jeremy, was my son Sean was 3 months old, and I ended up in Tala Hospital with ruptured appendix. So I got 4 days away from the kids on the hubby.
Yeah, but that's understandable. But up until that point, you'd never missed a day.
Never.
And are you back working now, or are you back in the workforce, or what's your situation?
No, I've got 3 boys, and my boys has Down syndrome, so I'm actually a carer. So I suppose that's another job, isn't it?
Absolutely. That is a full-time job. And do you get sick generally ever? Like, are you just one of these people that isn't prone to sickness?
I suppose when I was younger, Jeremy, I used to suffer with migraine headaches. But like that again, I used to get them on a Friday evening.
Well, you're blessed, I have to say, because unfortunately, Jenny, if I even go near anybody that has a head cold, I end up sick for an absolute week. I think it has something to do with your immune system. Some people have really, really good immune systems. Kennedy, for instance, yeah? Kennedy, I think he's only ever been sick once in the amount of years I've been working with him, and that was a false sickie. He rang in sick to go to a wedding, and then went to the wedding, got up on the stage in front of everybody and sang Sweet Caroline. People videoed him and sent it into the radio station and said, here, Adrian's not sick, he's at a wedding up on the stage singing Sweet Caroline. But for a man who's completely unfit and who's a smoker and a drinker like he is, he has an immune system like I don't know. He just doesn't get sick. You could literally shove germs up that man's nose and he still wouldn't get a head cold. It's amazing. Lauren, a boy at your son's school just got the same award, is that right?
Yeah, he got it on Tuesday night. He got an award for not missing any days in 13 years and no late either.
Okay, so this young fella Joshua isn't the only child to have not missed a day. Is this the first time it's happened in your son's school?
Well, he's only in first year, so I don't know. I don't know, but my 2 youngest kids have never missed 9 days, but they're only in primary school, so it's a long way to go before they can reach that target. But it's a great achievement, you know.
Absolutely, even down to the parents, because I would imagine, I know with friends of mine who are parents of, and maybe you can relate to this, of young kids. I don't know if many parents do this, but there's certain days where the parents aren't feeling well and they just say, listen, Johnny, I'm not feeling well. I couldn't be arsed making you breakfast and getting you dressed. You stay in bed, I'll stay in bed, and we'll all have a day off.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Have you ever felt like that in the morning when you're about to do this?
Loads of times. But I have 4, so I have to get up for some. But I can't keep the 4 of them off. So I'm always up for them. But and they love going to school, and they love getting an award at the end of the year when you have missed no days, and they love getting that award.
But so you've never ever been tempted just to say, "Oh, I'm going to stay in bed"?
Oh my God, yeah, of course I have, yeah.
But you've never done it because a school run for 4 kids, getting 4 kids ready for school and bringing them to school must be a nightmare.
Yeah, I can't say I'm on time all the time. I'm not on time all the time, but they do go.
And is it still a problem? When I was in school, you used to get lines if you were late. Is it still a problem, kids being late for school?
In primary school, it's not as bad, but my son, if you have 3 late in a month, you get detention. So he has to be in on time. He's usually in on time, but I leave my house. It takes me an hour to drop the 4 kids off, like, by the time, and it's only up the road, like, but an hour in traffic, like, so we leave at 8, like, to get him to school and then to the primary school, and it takes another whatever amount of time, like, so he has to be in because otherwise they get detention.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's a good enough reason to get you in on time. Thanks, Lauren. We did a poll on our Twitter. I'm just looking at the results of it now, and we asked, are you a punctual person? Have you ever pulled a sickie? 14% of you have never, ever had a sick day. 14%. My God, that is so strange. I just can't relate to that at all. I hate phoning in sick, by the way. I really do. I feel guilty about it. Hey, says Ciara, I'm a hairdresser, qualified about 10 years, and haven't had a sick day since probably my second year in training. So that's about 12 years without a sick day. I don't get paid for sick days, so that's mainly why I don't have them. Geez, I would have thought that's illegal, Ciara, not to pay you for a sick day. I thought there was a legal obligation on companies to pay you if you're out sick. But that is a very good incentive. If your companies turn around and say, well, listen, if you're out sick, we're not going to pay you, you bloody make sure you get into work, won't you? Let me go to one last call on this. In Dublin 8, Eamon, you didn't miss a day in 30 years working.
31 years, Jeremy.
31 years, no way.
Yeah. And I remember we had a very, very heavy snowfall.
Yeah, and you still went in.
And I actually got out of my bed and made it halfway out into, about halfway near to the Stillorgan Road, but I had to turn back because it was very bad because I drive a motorbike.
And what did you do for a living? What did you work at?
I was working in Super Quinn, running the fish counter down there.
Ah, no way. Which Super Quinn did you work in?
In Bray.
Oh, in Bray, which is, of course, super value now. And you would make the journey all the way out to Bray, even during snow, hail, the whole lot?
Absolutely. And anyone that rang in sick, they were made an example because I came from Dublin out to Bray.
Okay, so they used to say, well, Eamon was able to get in from the city centre out to Bray. And tell me this, after 30 years working for Super Quinn and never missing a day's work, did you get anything? Did you get anything from them?
No.
Not even a sausage?
Not even a sausage.
Not even a Super Quinn sausage?
I remember one of the girls asked me to, she came back after about a year or so later and she says, oh, Eamon, I remember you were out one day last year. This was a very heavy snow.
Okay.
And I tried to make it in halfway and I had to turn back. And she said, I have to deduct that day from you. I said, yes, okay, go ahead, no problem. And then about 2 or 3 weeks later, she asked me to work a bit of overtime.
And what'd you say to her?
I got my day back.
Oh, he's gone. His line just got cut off. Well done, Eamon, though. 30 years and never missing a day. And even during the bad snow, I can picture Eamon in his snow boots, trekking up the N11, past Stillorgan, walking out to Bray just to get to the fish counter in Super Quinn and Bray. That is dedication for you, I have to say. If more people had that attitude of not pulling sickies at the drop of a hat, well, the country would be a lot better. And you can always tell when someone... Actually, sorry, I just have to remember. And Adrian did pull a sickie in 98FM a couple of years ago. And it just so happened that it was on the Monday after the Sunday of the All-Ireland where the Dubs won the All-Ireland final. And Adrian, God love him, he was at Croke Park that day watching the Dubs win the Sam Maguire. And God love him, he must have picked up a bug of some sort on Hill 16 because he rang me the next day. And he rang our boss Michael the next morning and he said, I just can't come in. I don't know what's wrong with me. And God love him, he was in bits. And that sickness that he had lasted for a whole 24 hours. It's 98FM's Dublin Talks. It's a Friday. That means it's time for Good News Friday. We want to hear your good news. What is happening in your life at the moment that you want to share with us? There's text coming in already. Text or WhatsApp us 087 798 98 98 or call us on 6797 981. You could win yourself cinema tickets as well to IMC Cinemas if you happen to be a caller on the show. What is happening in your life that is good news and you want to share with us? You know how this part of the show works. We love hearing your good news, so no matter what it is, text or WhatsApp us now 087 798 98 98. Call us on 6797 981. It's 98FM's Dublin Talks with Jeremy Dixon here for a Friday morning, and Georgie is here with the top stories.
Thanks, Jeremy. Good morning. Parents need to be aware of the dangers associated with young people getting involved in the drugs trade. That's a warning from a senior Garda this morning. It follows the death of two men in their 20s who were shot dead this week. 68 people have been caught speeding so far on National Slow Down Day today. One vehicle was caught driving almost 90 kilometres per hour on the Rock Road this morning. And voting is underway in the local and European elections, as well as a referendum on divorce. People have until 10 p.m. to cast their votes. Now you're up to date on 98.
98 FM's Dublin Talks with Adrian Kennedy.
Happy Friday, everybody. We're into the second hour of the show. It's 98 FM's Dublin Talks with Jeremy Dixon here for a Friday morning. I hope you're all enjoying the show. At this time, every week, on this day, we do something we like to call Good News Friday. Bum, bum. This is where you, the listeners, share your good news with us, and you could win yourself cinema tickets by being a caller on the show for IMC Cinemas. How would you like to go along to the cinema for free? I always find it fascinating when people text in and they say, I'm sorry, I'm driving the car, I can't answer the phone. Elaine, you shouldn't be texting while you're driving. If you're going to do one or two things, well, you shouldn't be using your phone either way. But I would like to say that texting while driving is a bit more dangerous than talking on the phone. So please, don't text us in and say, I can't answer the phone because I'm driving. To text when you're driving is very, very dangerous. Anyway, I would like to hear your good news. Call us on 6797 981. Text or WhatsApp us 087 798 9898. What is the good news in your life? What happened to you this week? What happened to you today? Are you going on holidays? Something good happened in your family? Something good happened in your job? Share your good news with us right now. Text or WhatsApp 087 798 9898. Or call us on 6797 981. And as I said, you could win yourself cinema tickets. One person who won't be getting cinema tickets because I'm related to him and I'm not allowed to give them to him is not our son, my son, Luke, who starts off Good News Friday every single week. And I think he's on line 4. Good morning, son. How are you?
Good morning, Daddy. Well done on the Best of Dublin Award.
Thank you.
Last night. You looked great, Daddy.
Thank you.
Let's get down to business. My good news today is that I am going to my school opening day. I'm very excited. Mama said I'm going to meet my new teachers and some friends. We can have a look around all the classrooms. And we can even go out into the yard and play. I think I'm going to colour some pictures in and play some games. I can't wait. Tell me your good news, guys. Call 6797 981. What's your good news? Jamie and Rachel are waiting for your call. Bye-bye, guys.
See you later.
98.
Bye-bye.
School City.
School City. Bye, Luke. Yeah, we got a school meeting after work today, which even though I am a grown man, I'm still terrified of teachers. And I met my son's teachers, who he's going to have in September. I met them a couple of months ago. And have you noticed this, even when you're an adult, you still call teachers miss? Even though I'm a grown man, I was like, oh, hello, miss. And she's like, you don't need to call me miss. You're older than me. I think it's just a thing I have. Anyway, that's my son's good news. What is your good news? Call us 6797 981. Text or WhatsApp us 0877 98 98 98. Let's go to Temple Oak. And Tammy is here. How are you, Tammy?
Hi, how are you?
Happy Friday, Tammy.
And happy Friday to you too.
What good news have you got for me?
I have great news. My nephew, he's also my godchild. He's graduating from school tonight after doing his 18 years in Tallaght Community School. So very proud auntie and a very proud godmother I am of him as well. So that's my good news today, that he's finishing and hopefully all will go well in the leaving cert for him.
And are you going to the graduation yourself?
I can't, unfortunately. They only have for family, so his mother and father and the few his siblings are going, like, you know. But so I was down with him last night to give him the big hugs and say wish him all well. So, like, but he's a terrific lad and he's turned into a fine young gentleman, and anyhow, so very proud of him.
That's great news. And you know what? All these events like graduation and all that, they're all milestones, aren't they? In people's lives. And it's great to look back on them and, say, oh, God, remember that day. And I was so proud. And I can hear it in your voice. You sound like the proudest auntie ever. You really do.
I am, yeah. He's a great young man, he is. And he's at the studying hard. So hopefully all goes well for the leaving cert for him and that he gets the points that he needs and he wants to go up to the the TU now, as it's called, in Tala there. So all fingers crossed for him that will go well. So.
I tell you, I would hate to be back at that stage in my life where I was doing the leaving cert. Would you?
Yeah, I would. It's totally changed now since I did it, definitely. And anyhow, because even I'm talking to him about the point system, and it's totally different to when I was, in school. And I'm going, I haven't a clue what all these points are. But I said, just once you get them, I said my only advice to him was to read every question twice. That was the only thing I could tell him then.
Oh, isn't that what they say? Yes, open the envelope and read every question twice. Before you answer.
Paper, yeah.
Thanks very much, Tammy, and the best of luck to your nephew. Cheers. Thank you for sharing your good news with us. What is your good news? Text or WhatsApp us 0877 98 98 98 or call us on 6797 981. Let's have a listen to this WhatsApp voice note.
My good news today is that my son Patrick
hang on. There we go now.
Good news today is that my son Patrick, who has Down syndrome, is due to have heart surgery in the next 4 months. But he made his confirmation yesterday. It was a fantastic day. Happy weekend, everybody.
That's lovely news, and happy weekend to you too as well. Let's have a listen to this one.
Hello, my name is Ellie and my birthday is on Monday, and tomorrow I'm having a slime party with all my friends and I'm really excited.
She's having a what party? I didn't quite... Happy birthday, by the way, Ellie. What party is she having?
Tomorrow I'm having a slime party with all my friends and I'm really excited.
Now, did that say slime party? Can anybody confirm or deny? Let me have a listen to it one more time, because if it is, what's a slime party? I've never heard of that.
A slime party with all my friends and I'm really...
Okay, sorry, Rachel is telling me this is... I've never heard of this. Has anybody ever heard of a slime party? And according to Rachel, it's where they play with slime. Who knew? And I would imagine... that is an absolute nightmare. Why would you invite kids to a house to have a slime party? Jesus, the mess. We have one kid and when he plays with slime, it ends up absolutely everywhere. Let me go to Blanchardstown. Niamh, how are you?
Not too bad, how are you?
Grant, have you ever heard of a slime party?
Never heard of a slime party.
Do you have children?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, when you do, here's a bit of advice. Never, ever suggest a slime party, okay?
Okay, that's good information.
It just sounds like an absolute nightmare. Now, you have some great news. What is it?
We're finally almost ready to move into our house after 6 months of renovations.
Oh, wow. So you bought a house that needed to be renovated, obviously, did you?
Yeah, I basically lived in the 70s.
Oh, no way, really? And how much needed to be done?
Basically, everything had to come out and everything has to go back in.
Oh, that just sounds... Well, you weren't living there, were you, at the time?
No, thankfully we got rid of the sky blue walls and the bright pink bathroom, and it's starting to look like a home.
Oh, lovely. That reminds me of... do you remember that movie years ago, Niamh? I think Tom Hanks was in it, where they bought a house. This is a classic movie from the 80s, and I can't remember the name, but they bought a house, and it was a really, really old house, and they got it cheap, and they thought it was beautiful, and they moved in, and things started falling apart. Now, I hope your house isn't like that, is it?
It pretty much was, yeah.
But it's ready to go now, is it?
Just about. We can start buying the furniture.
IKEA. Can't beat it. You can't beat it.
All the way.
All the way. I don't think there's a house in Ireland that doesn't have a bit of IKEA furniture in it, is there?
Sure, it's all the money we have left. You'll only be able to afford IKEA. You
haven't got a pot to piss in, have you? Thanks very much, Niamh. Enjoy the new house. Is that like a dream to me? Does anybody remember that? Tom Hanks, 1980s. He buys... I can't remember who else was in it, but he buys a house. Do either of you guys on the Switch remember that movie? No, Tom Hanks. No. Buys a house and it falls apart. Okay, maybe I'm making it up. But anyway, there is a movie, I'm nearly sure. And he bought a house and thought it was lovely, and then it ended up falling apart. Let me go to Carmel. Stop shouting in my ear, you. Let me go to Carmel. The Money Pit is what it was called. Carmel, how are you?
How are you?
How are things?
Good, yeah. My good news now, you'll really like this one, right?
Okay, yeah.
There's 1,500 children going to the zoo tomorrow, right?
Okay.
And they're from the Catholic Guides of Ireland. It's our final day to wrap up the 90th birthday celebrations, and there's about 1,500 children and leaders going tomorrow. And I'm bringing 30 of the Tearing Your Guide unit for my sins. So I don't know whether that's good, bad or what, but I said it is good news for the kids anyway.
This is you trying to look after 30 kids in the zoo tomorrow?
Well, there's 4 of us will be doing it, but I'm the unit leader, so I just said, you know, and we are big followers of 98FM.
Thank you very much, Maria. And the kids will...
Carmel,
sorry, Carmel. Maria's on the other. And Carmel, kids love the zoo. Everybody loves the zoo, don't they?
Stop it. They're nearly on the ceiling and they haven't left here near yet. You stop.
I just hope, Carmel, when you get there, some of the animals in the zoo can be a bit stubborn and they won't come out to say hello when you go to see them.
Do you know what? I'd be probably on an oxygen mask by tomorrow night, but whenever. We give it a go.
I know, but I have to say, that tiger's an awful grumpy so-and-so. Anytime I go to the zoo, he always turns his back on me.
Each group have a different animal, right?
Yeah.
And we're the tigers. Because we're the tigers.
Oh, the Tearing Your Tigers, okay. Well, the best of luck. Have a great day tomorrow, Carmel. That's true. Anytime I go to the zoo, the first place I always go to is the tiger enclosure. And he looks at me and then he just sniffs and walks away and goes over to the opposite side. I don't know what I've ever done on him, but you can stop texting in. I know the movie is called The Money Pit now. If you haven't seen this movie, it might be on Netflix, but it's, as far as I can remember, it's an hilarious movie. Tom Hanks moves into a house and it just completely falls apart, and it's I think it was Tom Hanks' first movie, actually. One final call on this. Maria, how are you? Welcome to 98FM.
Hi guys, how's the head?
Oh, my head's grand. Why are you asking how my head is?
Did you not have a late night now?
Adrian did, and did our Jamie, who ended up in Cafe on Seine after the 98FM Best of Dublin Awards. I went home because I was in work this morning. Maria, you were one of the winners last night, is that right?
Well, yes. Our gym did and won Best Gym in Dublin this year. That's Ger Conroy Fitness.
Yeah, well done to Ger Conroy Fitness.
That's our good news for today.
And is there something? Have you got a cold or something? You just sound a bit rough there.
No. Just had a great night last night celebrating. No.
Now you had a huge contingent there from Ger Conroy Fitness. Did anybody go in this morning to do a PT class in that gym?
Yeah, there was someone in there, and I have to be in later. I'm starting my shift at 1, so I had to take it easy last night, you know.
I have to say, when you all got up on the stage, I was up on stage obviously giving out the awards with Adrian. When you all got up on stage, I felt kind of bad because everyone in your group was like toned and muscular, and there was myself and Adrian looking like a mess. I think I need to get out to you, Maria, for an LPT class, I think.
You definitely do, Jeremy. Come on out, be on the house and all.
Lovely. Thanks very much, Maria. Thank you.
Thanks, lads.
Cheers. Bye-bye. That is Maria, who's from Ger Conroy Fitness, who won Best Gym at 98FM's Best of Dublin Awards last night. Now, let's finish off with a couple of voice notes. Yes, you can stop texting in about slime party as well. I know what a slime party is now. Okay, thank you very much. Let's have a listen to this.
Hi, my name is Christina. I am 11 years old, and my good news is that last Friday we had no school, and this Friday we have no school as well. So today we don't have school, and then next Friday we get a half day, so that's great. Bye.
Sorry, do teachers ever work half days and days off for absolutely nothing? Sorry, if you're listening to your teacher, get into work, would you? Although I used to love having Fridays off as well.
My good news Friday is that me, my mother and my sister are going to the Spice Girls tonight, and I cannot wait. I'm dying to see this for so many years, and it's just today.
Yes, today is Spice Girls Day. The best of luck to anybody who's going to it. You're going to have a great time at the gig. I saw the stage that was erected, and the stage looks absolutely mental. So I'd say the gig is going to be unreal. Let's have a listen to this.
My good news Friday is that after nearly 4.5 years, I'm going back into the workforce on Monday. Happy days. So a few adult fizzy drinks tonight to celebrate, and back into the slog of things from Monday. Cheers, guys.
An adult fizzy drink. There's an expression I haven't heard in a long time. Back when I was a kid, you'd ask your parents, what are you having to drink, ma and da? And they would say, Jeremy, it's an adult fizzy drink and you never asked any other questions. I love that expression, adult fizzy drink. Anyway, thank you very much for all your calls, comments and texts. That has been your good news, and it really does put a smile on our faces.
This is 98FM's Dublin Talks. Call 6797 981.
Now, on to something a bit more serious, and I have a question for you. Is there a huge sense of begrudgery when it comes to social housing in this country? You often hear people who are homeowners saying things like, well, I had to pay for my house and save up for a deposit. Why should someone else get one for free? We hear that all the time. We hear that on this show as well, quite regularly. You also hear things like, if you want your own house, you should get up off your arse instead of looking for one for free. Today we're going to find out why there are so many people who begrudge someone who is in need of social housing. The reason we're mentioning this is because a caller we spoke to on the show yesterday who made some comments regarding social housing that annoyed a lot of listeners. Now, his name was Simon. We were speaking on the show about something sort of different. We were talking about people who can't afford property in Dublin. And Simon came on the air and made some comments about social housing that annoyed a lot of people. I want you to have a listen to some of the comments that he made on the show. This was yesterday.
The reason I kind of couldn't understand was because, like, I know they going about this, there's loads of social housing and everything needs to be built, but why it's in Dublin? Like, I know, like, the simple... So the simple reason is why people, I think, want to live in Dublin, because the most of the job are actually in Dublin.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair enough. A lot of people work in Dublin. They want to be within a half an hour. Your situation was you saved up all your money to buy a house in Clondalkin, is that right? And you saved and saved and saved, put everything away and managed to buy a house in Clondalkin. So you're one of the lucky ones in that you're on the Lewis line. You have a property in Dublin. It's not too far from the city centre. Are you happy with your decision?
I was, yeah, and that's the thing, like, and just beside us there is this massive green park. Now they just started to build it, the brand new, it's kind of a brand new estate, just basically outside the park. And outside the park, you can actually, when they're going to build the houses, when you're going to get out in the morning, open your curtains, you're going to see a park in front of you, and they're going to be this massive lake, and all these houses are going to be 3-4 bedrooms. And they're all going to be given away to the social housing. So people who working hard, they cannot afford to live in Dublin, and they have to move out. And then every single day they have to sit for 2-3 hours in the traffic.
And sorry, have you a problem with an estate of social housing being built beside your house?
Well, kind of, yeah.
Oh. But they have to live somewhere. People who can't.
I know, but like, I don't think they're supposed to be kind of living in a capital. Oh yeah, because like, to live in a capital, you need to kind of, it's a luxury. Well, I'm kind of jealous because obviously I had to save all my life and to buy all the house, and I had to invest loads of money into just to make the life livable. And now these people, like, I know some of them have a general reasons why they couldn't work because they're looking after their relatives or anything. I don't have anything against them, but I know some people, they just, why I should go and find work and get the wages when I can just sit on the social housing list and get a free brand new house.
Okay,
but as I said,
okay, there was Simon who appeared on the show yesterday and made those comments, and there was a huge reaction to it after we went off air. A lot of you are very annoyed, and you've heard the comments, you've heard his attitude towards social housing, and I want to find out from you, is this attitude simple begrudgery, or have people like Simon a right to feel hard done by if they've spent years? You heard him say this, he spent years, he made so many sacrifices saving up for a house, only to find out that the man across the road gets a similar house and doesn't have to save anything for it. Does that frustrate people? Are people right to be annoyed and frustrated about that? And I mean, I'm just looking at the text messages coming in so far, and a lot of people are actually supporting his attitude, which I find hard to believe, because social housing is there as a safety net for people who cannot afford a house. Not everybody can afford to save up for a mortgage, as we discussed yesterday on the show. So why is there this sense of begrudgery? Why do we hear things like, if you want your own house, get up off your arse and work for it? Why Do people like Simon have that attitude? Are they right to have that attitude? 6797 981 is our telephone number. Text or WhatsApp your comments to 087 798 9898. We'll take your reaction straight after the break.
98 FM's Dublin Talks with Des Kelly Interiors. For all the latest trends in carpets, vinyls and wood flooring. Des Kelly Interiors, where quality flooring costs less. 98 FM.
It's 98 FM's Dublin Talks with Jeremy Dixon here for a Friday. We're with you until midday today. Now, before the break, you heard the clip I played of Simon from yesterday's show. He came on and, well, people weren't happy with the comments he was making. And here's what he was saying. He saved up most of his life because he wanted to buy a house in Clondalkin. He bought a house in Clondalkin, made a lot of sacrifices, only to discover that in a field across the road from his house, they had built a load of social housing, and he can't understand why he had to save up all his life and make sacrifices to buy a house when Billy across the road gets the house with not needing any deposit or having to get a mortgage. And he just didn't understand that. Let me go to Gavin. Gavin, you're on 98 FM. How are you?
Hey, Jordan. How are you keeping?
You agree with Simon 100%?
Yeah, 1,000,000%. I just think it's ridiculous that people that you don't even work, don't even save, they can hand the keys to a brand new house without having to go out and basically earn their house. Like, you know what I mean? They just sit back home, get the labour every week, and get the money and get the keys handed to them after waiting 5 or 8 years. Well, there's people out there probably saving 10 years to get a deposit for a mortgage.
Okay.
Working 9 to 12 days a week, and these guys don't even work. You just get everything handed to them.
Okay, we have social housing in this country, and I think it's a good thing that we do. We have social housing.
Yeah, look, I understand what way it works. I agree with a certain amount of people are entitled to with disabilities, or I'm not saying that, I 100% agree with that. But I'm one of the people that are well capable, like they're between 20 to 35 years of age, they're well able to work, and even if you have 2 or 3 kids, like, you still get out and get a part-time job and save up and earn that house. Not just get a hand to you, but in government. But I think you're entitled to it.
Yes, but a lot of people who would be eligible for social housing their circumstances would be maybe they can't find work, or maybe they're in a job that they
I know a lot of people from around the area where I'm from, and they're well able to find work. They just don't want to go out and find it.
And what they want,
they have it too cushy just sitting at home, living on their. See, they're so used to living off their, say, a couple's, $360 a week for a couple with 1 or 2 kids. They're at surviving off that money. They're used to it.
But what's
so
wrong? But what's the option, Gavin? We can't do away with social housing. As I was just about to say to you there, social housing is for people who may be in low income jobs that will never ever be able to get on the property ladder. What should we do? Just leave them on the street?
Like, I know, like, to get to happen everything, like, obviously the build houses will probably in the long run be cheaper than having to keep paying different thing altogether, landlords, all this mad money every month. But I think they should have to do something to earn that money. Like, maybe, I don't know. I don't really know, but I don't think they should be just giving it for nothing.
And do you
should have to do something.
When you hear of someone getting social housing, does it annoy you?
It does annoy me, to be honest with you, because I'm at the saving up very, very hard there the last 3 years. Me and my partner, my wife started to get our deposit for our house, and thank God we've just got it there in the last 2 months. So, but that was very hard. You know what I mean? Very, very stressful on the relationship.
How much did you have to save up? How much did you have to have in your account?
We saved up 30,000
wow.
For our deposit.
Wow.
Yeah, and we have one child on the way. And
I'm sure you were both working around the clock trying to do everything to get that money together.
Yeah, my job sometimes is crazy. Like, you work 12 hours a day, you know, and she was doing full time as well, and with one kid and balancing around with her mother and all helpers, you know, one and the child and all, and my mother. But
so if you found out, Gavin,
we've done it, you know what I mean?
So if you found, and fair play to you for doing it, but if you found out that someone was being moved into a house beside you, and
they only built like 20 houses around the corner from where my mother lives. Big field there at the back of one of the schools there, and like, I know 1 or 2 people that I know grew up with there. They're getting houses and stuff from it, but yeah, it would be sort of snapping because, like, I'm out busting, like, you know what I mean, working very hard to get my house. Like, I'm not expecting it to be handed to me.
Okay, fair play to you. Stay there for a second, please, Gavin. And I understand the sacrifice. It's something we spoke about on the show a couple of weeks ago, the sacrifices that some people have to make to get a mortgage. And it's not easy. So, I mean, it's hard to disagree with Gavin when he's saying, you know, well, yeah, if Billy across the road got it for free, I am going to begrudge him. Let's have a listen to this WhatsApp voice note. You can send if you can't get to the phone, you can send a WhatsApp voice note to 087 798 98 98.
Hi, Jeremy. I just think that people, when they're building the social housing, they're for people who are sitting on the social welfare, who haven't got anything else, who haven't got jobs. So why not, if you're talking about people who are looking to buy housing, move down the country because it's cheaper, why don't they actually put the social housing down the country and put the people down there who don't have the jobs, who don't have to worry about commuting for their jobs or anything like that? Why don't they actually put them down that way and build social housing down the countries? Because if they're on social welfare and stuff like that and getting given houses, they should have no problem with moving down the country.
Sure, why not move them out to an island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean? And that was a point that Simon brought up yesterday as well. He doesn't believe there should be any social housing in Dublin because he said that the housing in Dublin should be for people who actually work. Bobby, you're on 98 FM. You also agree with Simon, is that right?
Absolutely. Also, think about the likes of Simon at the savings deposit. He gets a mortgage. Next thing is he gets sick or whatever. He can't pay his mortgage. What's the first thing that's going to happen?
He's not going to lose his house straight away. He will negotiate with the bank. The banks don't like taking houses off people, despite what a lot of people think. But
no, listen, you're missing the point. I can guarantee you, he will lose his house. My brother-in-law was injured in a motorbike accident, a bad motorbike accident. He was a fully qualified chef, and he lost his house within the space of 18 months. Okay, 2 young kids. Yeah, if you're on the social welfare and you get a house in the social welfare and you even stop paying, I know someone paid their rent where it could be €20 a week, it could be €100 a week, but if you stop paying their rent in a social housing, it'll take years for them to get you to court. They bring you to court, you pay the first €100, you walk away and do it all over again. It takes another 3 years. But with a bank, they'll feck you out and that's the end of it. So what's the point? What's the point in saving and working? And then you buy a house and you get sick and they can take it off you. We're better off, we should all go on the social and put our names in the houses. And another thing too with the house list as well, I know a couple that's over here for years, they're foreign people, and they were getting their rent paid because they're sick or there's something happened at all. It's a long story, won't go into it. Only last week they got a letter off the crowd of paying their rent to say that if they don't put the name on the housing list, that they're going to stop their rent, okay? Now these people don't want to stay here, they want to go back home to their own country, but they're going to stop their rent unless they put their name on the housing list. So what are they doing? They make the housing list even longer for people. Do you know what I mean? They have their head up their arse.
But you have to understand, Bobby, when it comes to social housing, that we need a safety net there for people. Not everybody has the ability to earn enough money to get a mortgage. I mean,
no, I'm not saying stop social housing. I mean, you think about it. You go back 30, 40 years ago. They're building houses in Cabrera, Finglas, Ballymun, all over. And it's the government's fault. The government stopped building these houses. They knew the population was multiplying. It was up to the government to get the finger out of their ass and do their job. But at the same time, they're sitting back and they're throwing millions into all these products that they call hospitals and railroads. We have 4 different things going on in this country. It's going to cost the country $10 billion between these 4 things there. But $10 billion.
Yep. Would you prefer to see that money going to social housing?
Absolutely.
Okay, well then we agree on one thing, Bobby. Let me read out this text message, a very angry listener, and it says, I can't believe the comments that I'm hearing on the air. Not everybody looking for social housing doesn't work and is lazy. I certainly didn't say that. And in fact, I've been making the argument that a lot of people on the housing list or in social housing, they just don't have jobs that will pay them enough that they can get a mortgage. And another text, not everyone in social housing is not working. Ignorant people everywhere. Cop on fools, says this person. You obviously weren't listening to the comments I made. I agree with you that not everybody in social housing is lazy and sitting on their arse every day, sitting at home watching television. Let me go to Clondalkin next, and Lauren. How are you, Lauren?
Hiya.
How are things? You well?
I'm so annoyed at Simon's comments.
absolutely boiling my blood.
Okay, what did he say that annoyed you the most?
About sending people who basically can't afford a mortgage down the country. Because I think people who are able to save for a mortgage are actually lucky. They're lucky they can do that. Because there are people out there who have shit jobs who can't save for a mortgage, who can't even pay their rent. There are people then, like myself, who are carers. I'm a carer for my son. If I was to uproot his life down to the sticks, it would be absolutely devastating for him. Like, he just lumped everybody in the same bracket.
Yeah,
extremely unfair.
Yeah, he pretty much said that if you can't afford to buy a house, you shouldn't be living. You should be moved down to social housing down the back arse of nowhere, which obviously wouldn't be practical for you.
No, definitely not, and it's not only me. Like,
I'm sorry, Lauren, are you on the housing list?
No, I'm not, but I still think it's very unfair because there are people like me who are carers to young children, and to move them to another county, like, I don't think he understands the effects that would have. I mean, you're talking about the waiting list as well for children with special needs for therapies. You go back down to the end of a list in another county where your child knows nobody, where you know nobody, and you don't know if there are any schools in the area.
Yeah, but sorry for cutting across you, Lauren. Lots of people have to do that.
Yeah, if you have to.
But the idea... But sorry, and do you have to?
Do I? At the moment, no, I don't. I'm paying my rent at the minute, but... I just think it's very unfair to say, right, well, you don't work, so you can mosey on down the country there. You don't deserve to be here. It's like an us and a them situation. It's just not fair.
And it is a them and us situation.
I fought tooth and nail for my son to get him into a unit, which are like gold dust. Like, I'm sure you've heard of children who are 6 and 7 and can't get into a special needs school.
Yeah, so we talk about it regularly on the show, yeah.
I've waited 2.5 years. He's finally in a special needs school now. Now, imagine what would happen if I was on the housing list and I was told, right, you need to go down to, say, Leash or Carlow. You could be waiting years for a school, years for more therapy.
You'd be back to square one.
And they don't understand the implications of saying that, like, you need to get out of the country because you don't work.
I know, but Lauren, not everybody is in the situation that you are, and there are people who are on the social housing list who are living in social housing who just are work shy. There are people in this country, you have to admit, that are work shy, that don't want to work.
Someone who hasn't been working for, say, 10 years and they're perfectly able to work, that's fair enough. But I don't think that's most people's situation, and I just think that's very, very unfair.
I don't think it is either. Stay there for a second, Lauren, because Leanne's story might surprise you. How are you, Leanne? You're on 98FM.
Hey, how are you?
Now, you know somebody who got social housing recently. Don't name names, obviously, but tell me the situation and why did it grind your gears?
Well, basically, they have never worked. They're over 30, never worked, and they obviously fought hard to get a council house. Now, they were already in a house prior to that, a 2-bedroom house, but wasn't big enough. This person has obviously got kids and stuff. Like I said, it's never worked, and then they get a free house for absolutely nothing and got money to furnish it. They bought the best of stuff, you know, big, massive American fridges, everything. Money handed to them.
Sorry, who paid for the big American fridges?
They got a grant of maybe, I think it was €8,000
from their local authority.
Yeah, from the local authority to house it. Now, like, I'm actually quite upset about it because me and my partner are working 60 hours a week, doing as much overtime as we can to even pay our rent that we have to pay and try save. I've also got childcare to cover for that while I'm in work. And not only that is, like, I live in Kildare, my family's in Kildare, my child's in school in Kildare, and we're actually having to look at houses out towards Mullingar, Longford, because that's all we can afford on our budget.
And this couple, you know, who, according to yourself, and I have your word to go by, I only have your word to go by, they got everything for nothing. Are they just work shy? They don't like work. They don't want to work.
And from what we can say, like, what I know is, why would they work when they're getting everything handed to them?
And have they ever worked?
Never. Not. They apply for jobs every now and again when the social welfare not come after them, but say, well, look, you have to start looking for work, or are you looking for work, or else you'll be cut off.
So, and I can hear the anger and the upset in your voice.
It's like, I don't begrudge anyone, and I wouldn't begrudge anyone of a house. Like that girl, Lauren, was it? Like, she deserves whatever, because of obviously her circumstances are completely different.
Absolutely.
She's caring for her child. I wouldn't begrudge a house from that, but for someone who's just not going out, not looking for work, will apply when they need to. It annoys me because everyone's in different situations and I understand that, but when we're trying to save and pay rent, like our rent in Kildare at the minute is €1,500, trying to save for that, and you're paying nearly €600 a month on childcare as well.
And then you hear a story of someone getting an €8,000 grant to be able to furnish their house. I can understand why it annoys you. Thanks very much for your call, Leanne. Let me read out a couple of your text messages. There's a huge reaction to this. Actually, I'll play a WhatsApp voice note.
Ger.
Yes?
6 social housing built across the road from my house. 6. The cars outside all the gardens. 2 Beamers. 2 Mercedes. 1 Audi. Now you tell me what's fair in that.
I'd say you're a very nosy neighbour, but yeah, I get your point.
Jeremy, what bugs me about social housing is it's called social housing. I mean, I know people who got social housing because they weren't working and they got a house, and then 3 years down the line they're working, they're earning loads of money, and they're still not paying a penny. It's called social housing. I mean, if I was getting social welfare and I started working, I'd have to be cut off the social welfare. I mean, it should be all means tested. I mean, you have people living in social housing that are earning €500-600 a week and they still have their free house.
To that person, it is means tested. You can't just walk into your local authority office and say, gimme, I want a house, I want my kitchen furnished. You have to meet certain criteria in order to get on the social housing list.
Hi Jeremy, I think it's okay having social housing for those who are unable to save for a mortgage, or those who may be in difficulty with regards to illness and disability, but handing out houses to people who've never worked a day in their life and yet are able to pop out 5 or 6 kids, I think is just ridiculous.
Yes, and I think most people would agree with you. That's where we need to distinguish the people who have never ever worked, and not because of health reasons. They're just people in this country who are work shy, and they just it goes down from generation to generation. Their parents, their grandparents never worked, and it's gimme and demand from the government, and I can understand why that annoys people. But I think we need to distinguish between the people who are work shy and are looking for social housing, and the people who genuinely can't afford a mortgage or can't afford rent and need that little bit of assistance. And we should probably thank God that we do live in a country that does provide housing for people who find themselves in that situation. And I'm not talking about the work shy. Thanks very much for all your calls, comments and texts. It's 98FM's Dublin Talks. After the break, Say What You See quiz, and I have a great prize. Call us now, 6797 981.
98FM's Dublin Talks with Des Kelly Interiors. For all the latest trends in carpets, vinyls and wood flooring. Des Kelly Interiors, where quality flooring costs less. 98FM.
I have not 1, not 2, but 3. There they are, different sets of tickets, and the winner for our quiz today will win all 3. They are tickets to the Dún Laoghaire Pier Concert Festival, including acts like Madness, Deacon Blue, Primal Scream. It's a whole weekend of gigs, and I have tickets for each day of the weekend. It takes place in Dún Laoghaire on the weekend of the 2nd of June, which is the bank holiday weekend as far as I know. So 3 tickets, well, it's actually 6 tickets, will go to the winner of our quiz today. If you want to take part in our quiz, Say What You See, call 6797 981. But you better do it quick because we're running out of time. Let me go to Clonee first and Mitchell. How are you, Mitchell? Hello, Mitchell. How are things?
Richard.
Oh, Richard. Sorry, it says Mitchell. Lads, Richard. It says Mitchell on my screen, which I thought was strange anyway. Richard, you've 1 minute on the clock. You know how this works?
Yeah.
Your 1 minute starts now. This is something that an Australian person blows, and it makes a funny noise. It goes wow, 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 wow.
Oh, a didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo is the right answer. This is the person in the house who earns the most money.
The breadwinner.
The breadwinner is the right answer. You're up to 2. This is, I think the 3 wise kings brought this to Jesus.
Gold, frankincense and myrrh.
Yes, gold, frankincense and myrrh. Well done, you're up to 3. It's a song, okay. Do, 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 do. Stop. Stop. Then what's the next line? Do. Your man with the baggy trousers. Stop.
Baggy trousers?
No. We wore baggy trousers, Richard. And the song goes do. Stop.
Rock the Casbah, rock, you know.
It does sound like that, yeah. Your man with the big trousers.
Can I play a man with the big trousers, sir?
In the 80s. Come on.
Oh, flipping.
Flipping, yeah. It's not happening for you, Richard, but you got a score of, 1, 2, 3. You're in the lead. Well done, Richard, or Mitchell, as my staff call him. Let's go to Clondalkin next. How are you?
How are you, Jeremy?
Lisa, how are things? Are you well?
How are you? Grand.
Now, do you know what I was talking about there, that song? Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
I do.
Okay, let's do it. Stop.
MC Hammer.
Yeah, but what's the next line? Stop.
Can't touch this.
No, they can't touch this is the song. But
right.
the line is do. Stop. What am I doing?
What are you doing?
What am I doing? What does he have in his hand?
Hammer time.
Hammer time. Yeah, stop. Hammer time. Well done. You're up to 1. Finally.
Okay.
Let's put 1 minute on the clock for you, Lisa, and your 1 minute starts now. This is, you used to use this back in the day to put the freshness back in your carpet.
Shake and vac.
You use the shake and vac. Well done. This is when you think you've seen something before. What's that called?
Deja vu.
Deja vu is the right answer. This is something that women used to buy back in the day. I don't know if you can still get them now. And you'd go to Ann Summers to buy them. And it's also an animal with big ears.
Rampant rabbit.
Oh, how do you know the answer to that? Thanks, Lisa. This is when it's late. This is an Irish expression. When it's late, you look at your watch and you mention that fella's name and you go, "What's the
Jamie Mack?"
No, the holy fella. What's his name? Your man on the cross. Jesus. So you say
Jesus.
Come on.
Jesus is late. Jesus.
No, what do you say when you're late? You say Jesus. Lisa,
Jesus Christ.
But you look at your watch when you're late for something and you say, Jesus, would you? Come on, Lisa.
Jesus, would you credit it? Jesus, would you look at the time? Jesus, would you look at the time?
Yeah, Jesus, would you look at the time? You're about 5 minutes late, Lisa. I can't give... Will I give it to you? Oh, no, I can't. I've been told I can't give it to you because it was 10 seconds over the time. I'm sorry, Lisa. You're drawing with Rachel or Richard with a score of 3. Claire, Jesus, would you look at the time?
Yeah.
I know. Oh no, we got it right.
Oh shit! Okay. Jesus.
Yeah, she got it right, but yeah. Thank Jesus. Okay, you have 1 minute on the clock. You have a score of 3 to beat, and your 1 minute starts now. Here is your first one. She was a girl that let her hair down all the time. She had long hair. She was a fairy tale. Rapunzel. Let down your hair. Well done. You're up to 1. This is an expression that Irish people use if you want to have a bit of
hanky panky.
No, it's I'm going home to get and it's a part of your body. Oh God, I better not say that. No, yeah, you have 2 of them, and you walk on them.
Oh, I'm going home to get the feet. Legs.
Get the leg what? Get the leg what?
I'll get the leg over.
Get the leg overs. Oh no, that is the right answer. Well done. Okay, here is your next one. This is the thing you do in a football stadium where everybody puts their hands up in the air.
Cheers.
No, everybody puts their hands up in the air. They do a big and it goes around the stadium.
Oh, the wave thing.
Yeah, where's it from? It's from South...
Mexican
wave is the right answer. Here's your next one, a song by Snap from the 90s. You can feel it in the air. What's the song?
Love in the air or something.
Love is in the... What? Love is
something like that. Well, it's in the words of that song anyway.
No, rhythm is a dancer.
Jesus, yes.
Probably before your time, Claire. Thanks very much. She has 3 as well. Are we going to get somebody with 4? Let's go to the next road. And Gareth, how are you?
How are you getting on, Jeremy?
I'm not too bad. Now, you have a score of 3 to beat. I'm going to put 1 minute on the clock for you. Your 1 minute starts now. The first one is... when it's a thing that country people say. How are you doing? But they don't say that, and it's about something you do with the grass with a lawnmower. How's she cutting is the right answer. Well done. Here is your next one. This is a song by ABBA. So I say...
Thank you for the music.
Thank you for the music. Well done, you're up to 2. Here is your next one. Oh, this is what girls are made of. Or was it? Yeah, girls are made of this. Blank and blank and all things blank. It's an old...
Sugar and spice and all things nice.
Sugar and spice and all things nice is the right answer. Well done, you're up to 3. The next one will put you in the lead. This is the pub from Only Fools and Horses, I think.
Oh, the Nag's Head.
The Nag's Head is the right answer. You're up to 4. Here's your next one. This is something that your man from Game of Thrones always says. It's not about summer.
Oh, it's about winter. Winter's coming.
Winter's coming is the right answer. You're up to 5. Here is your next one. Goodness gracious.
Great Balls of Fire.
Great Balls of Fire is the right answer. Well done. That's a great score. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Score of 6. Well done to you, Gareth.
Happy days.
You're in the lead. Stay tuned to see if you've won. Our last contestant is in Darndale, and that is Jean. How are you, Jean?
Hiya, how are you?
How are things? So you've a score. You've a score of 6 to beat, but it can be done. Okay, we've 1 minute on the clock.
Okay, right.
You be grand. You be grand. 1 minute. 1 minute on the clock starts now. This is a line that you start off with a joke with, and it's not about a woman. It's about a
man.
So where does he go?
Man went to the pub.
No. What joke have you had? No, a man. Come on, you start off a joke with this. A man. So a man
walks into a bar.
A man walks into the bar is the right answer. Well done, you're up to 1. This is a song you'd sing as a kid. The ba 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 ba.
The wheels on the bus go round and round.
Yes, well done. You're up to 2. This is a Dublin expression for when your parents go away. You have a
free gaff.
Free gaff is the right answer. You're up to 3. If you're not sad, the opposite of sad is
happy.
And you're rolling around in it.
Pig shit. Happy as pig and shit.
Happy as a pig and shite is the right answer. Well done. You're up to 1, 2, 3, 4. This is something that you used to eat as a kid, and it had ketchup in it, loads of ketchup in it. And
sausages, hot dogs.
No, you'd put it on your fork.
Sausage.
They were little roundy things.
Roundy things with ketchup in them.
Yeah, remember we all used to eat them as kids. They were horrible.
No. I don't like ketchup, so I don't know.
No, they were spaghetti hoops, James.
Oh, spaghetti hoops.
Yeah, did you not eat those as a kid, no?
No.
Oh, no, you had posh food. Yeah.
I know, I wish I did, but I didn't have that.
Thanks very much, Jean. You're not the winner, but have a great weekend.
All right, okay, no problem.
Pleasure talking to you. That means the winner of the quiz with a score of about 60 is Gareth. Well done to Gareth. He has won the quiz. He wins himself tickets to go along to the Dunleary Pier Festival, Madness and Deacon Blue and Primal Scream and all that. Well done to you. That brings Dublin Talks to a close for this Friday. I hope you enjoyed the show. God, we got through a lot of stuff, didn't we, today on the show? The show's back after the weekend on Monday. Don't forget, if you miss Dublin Talks over the weekend, you can check out our podcasts at 98fm.com, where we podcast. In fact, we're doing it at the moment, aren't we, guys? We're podcasting all the best bits from the show from over the week. And we've had some great things over the week. A lot of people commenting on our interview we did yesterday with the victim of serial killer Ted Bundy, where we interviewed one of his victims. If you missed that podcast is up there, and lots more besides. I'll talk to you on Monday morning. Adrian will be back in this seat. I'll be over in the other seat. Up next is 98FM's Andy Clark with some great tunes, including these.
If you just focus on me like we were 16, on me, you got to show me. Only wanna sing your song, 'cause your songs got me feeling like
98FM's Dublin Talks with Des Kelly Interiors. For all the latest trends in carpets, vinyls and wood flooring. Des Kelly Interiors, where quality flooring costs less. 98FM.